What do you guys think? Who is this camera for? Are you getting it? Are you interested in it? Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Jay Sean at How to Reviews, and I wanted to kind of talk about an upcoming video I have. It's the Andy Cine monitor, the A6 Plus. It's a touchscreen version. It's basically something that is an updated version to the one that people were using that was very similar to the small rig. It's an affordable option, a great quality option. To me, this one is a lot more responsive and quick to use. It sounds like they were listening to what people wanted and made those adjustments. Now, in this video, I wanted to kind of talk about, what do you think about the new point and shoots that are coming out, the updates? They have the Canon G7X Mark III coming out. Everybody's excited. I'm on a G7X Mark II right now. A lot of people are excited about it. They're really more excited, not even for 4K. They're excited, it seems to be, just because of a microphone input. Everybody thinks it's such a great deal and a game changer. I think it's going to help obviously with vlogging, but I don't know if it's an actual game changer in a sense, because now Sony's just announcing their update to the Sony RX100 Mark VII, I believe. Now, they already had 4K and high frames per second. My only thing is, I'm wondering who this camera is actually for. They're basically saying it has a speed and performance of an A9 camera. So that's where all these extra features are coming from, but it's still a small camera, small battery. I don't know who needs this for sports and who needs this. I don't really know. If you're at a kid's sports game or something, I still don't know why you would have this camera. You would have like a better camera if you're, maybe if you're hiking. I don't know. Cameras are so small now. Mirrorless bodies are so small now, full frame even, that I don't see why you would need it to go even smaller. The lenses are small sometimes. I guess it's just a convenient factor, you know, convenience over quality, which does play a big part if you just need the shot. So the Canon, I would rather have like superb, excellent HD footage than have subpar slow motion footage or super duper features that you would expect from maybe a typical mirrorless full frame or crop sensor body, basically a full size camera instead of a pocket travel type camera. Because what concerns me is the price tag, to be honest. What concerns me is three things with the Sony as far as I'm concerned. One is the battery life, because when you add too many features, these small cameras with these small batteries, with too many features, they tend to die super quickly. Sorry if you hear the air conditioning, but it's way too hot. The other part is, before when I seen a side-by-side comparison between my G7X Mark II and a previous or comparable Sony RX100 model, the audio sounded tinny in comparison. It almost made the Canon G7X Mark II, sorry about that, it almost made the Canon G7X Mark II sound like there was a shotgun or a lav mic installed or being used in comparison. So that says a lot to me. I think the audio is important. The other thing would be, like I said, battery life, where I would think both of them suffer, but the Canon, I never had too many issues, just recording HD footage and taking some pictures here and there. I think it lasts pretty well. I have two batteries for Canon brands, and I think it's always been good enough for what I need. Now, with that being said, sorry, I think he's talking. The new Sony has so many features that I'm gonna read off to you in a second. But the other issue I had was straight out the camera compared to the Canon. I felt like the colors were really lacking, and maybe it was more like the auto white balance or something like that. And I know for photographers you can change it, but for video you actually want a lot of that to be pretty much where you want it to be as you film, especially if you're doing it from a vlogging perspective. If you're just doing it to have a travel camera, that's one thing, but if you're doing it for vlogging purposes, I think that can hinder you from making content, quality content, quicker. With Sony up in their game in the color department and all aspects of it, I'm really curious to see if they've changed it along the point and shoot line as well. And I want to know what you guys think. Who is this camera actually for? Because it comes in just under $1,200. So I'm just gonna call that what it is. It's $1,200. It's $1,198, I believe, but it's $1,200 in real life. That camera is so expensive that you could get an affordable DSLR or a different type of mirrorless, A6000, maybe A6300, maybe even A6500. I don't know. It's like the same price of a Blackmagic Pocket 4K. So in my opinion, who is this camera really for? Because if you want all those functions and features, I feel like you would go for a better camera in general that would actually produce quality results, not just cool features, in my opinion. So, and then with having so many features and mic inputs now, it makes me really question, especially if they're not updating the battery system. Now, I don't know if they are or not, but I don't think they are with the G7X series. What does that say and what does that do filming at 4K on the Canon version or the Sony and super high frame rates and stuff like that? Let me just quickly read some of these features off. So this Canon right here, the G7X Mark II, is a 1.8 to 2.8, and it's the equivalent. It says 8.8 to 36.8 millimeters, but it's equivalent to like maybe like a 24 millimeter to maybe like close to 70 on this particular camera. On the this one, on the Sony, it's a 24 to 200. I don't know if that's what it actually equals to or what, but it's a 2.8 to 4.5. It says the world's fastest 0.02 seconds autofocus speed. So I think the focusing will probably be better on here. It's 357 phase detection, 425 point contrast detection autofocus points, up to 20 frames per second blackout free shooting, which is kind of crazy. Seven shots at up to 30, 60, or 90 frames per second in JPEG or RAW. You have AI real-time tracking for stills and movies and touch tracking. Real-time autofocus for humans, for pictures or movies. And you have for animals, it's only for pictures. So it has a newly developed 20.1 megapixel sensor. It's a stack sensor. 4K movie, which they had before, but it's a direct pixel readout. No pixel binning, HLG, instant HDR, interval shooting. It has a lot of great features. Microphone jack, vertical position, data recording. So I guess it does the, you know, when you turn the camera this way, but it automatically doesn't shoot the footage sideways, so you don't have to reposition it later for social media purposes. Man, slow motion up to 960 frames per second. I'm pretty sure it's only a few seconds of slow motion, but still, that's pretty high. Active mode image stabilization at 4K recording, and movie edit add-on compatible. I don't know, that's a lot of features for such a small camera. As far as pictures, I never expect too much from these cameras. I think they do look pretty good in certain scenarios for travel and personal use. It's just really hard for me. I mean, I didn't even want to spend $700, I think I spent for this G7X Mark II, and now it's on sale for maybe 50 less or maybe 100 less. The new version, the Mark III, I think is all the way up at 50 more than this original MSRP at $750, I think it is. Then you got the Sony coming in at basically $1,200, you know what I mean? So that's $1,198, $1,200 for a point and shoot camera. When you hold a G7X in your hand compared to a typical point and shoot, you can definitely tell the quality. But at $700 even, I thought that was super high, because you can get an affordable like DSLR or something like that, or another mirrorless body with interchangeable lenses for that price point. So again, what do you guys think about it? Who is this for? Is it for you? Are you interested in it? Are you a previous Canon user or Sony user, and are you kind of debating if you're going to update from your previous RX or your previous G7X? Let me know what you guys think. If this was helpful at all, please leave a comment below or hit like and subscribe. And let me know, and hit the notification. So I'm all over the place. Hit the notification icon for future updates on future videos, and look out for my video coming up on the AndyCine monitor. It's a quick review. So far, great impressions with it, and I'll talk to you later. Until next time.